Hey y'all, it's Heel Heat time.
Hi everybody and welcome to Heel Heat. My name is George Coles and this is our Ring of Honor show for the week. First up, we're going to go right into the first match. Representing the Decade, BJ Whitmer and Adam Page versus the War Machines of Ray, Rowe, and Hanson. Solid opening match. It kind of went the way I expected. Adam Page cost him the match, which will lead to, of course, the Decade demolishing him at some point. Rowe and Hanson picking up the win. I think they're a solid team. I like them as a future tag champions in the division in Ring of Honor. Thought it was a cool way to start the show. Got you ready, got you going with a good opening match, like Ring of Honor always does. Next up, we had an in-ring segment. We had Veda Scott and Ramon came out talking about Artie Evans' streak. Artie Evans not there for the night, which brings out the romantic touch, who propositions Veda Scott, who seems to be into it, tells him to close his eyes so she could kiss him, and kicks him in the nether regions. Or as our late great friend Gorilla Monsoon would say, the lower abdominal area. Nice little quirky segment, kind of giving a little bit more than just wrestling for the show. But, you know, just a little cool thing to go on afterwards. Now, after that, we had our Future of Honor six-man tag match. Ziju Madu, Bill Daly, and Will Ferrara, a.k.a. Team Benchmark with Ziju. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing that, Ziju. Versus Jay Diesel, Moose, and Vinny Marsala. Marsala, Team Benchmark, and Madu I've seen before, pretty good wrestlers. Moose I've actually only seen pictures of, and this is the first I'm seeing of Jay Diesel. All these guys have been involved in Ring of Honor tryout camps and training in Ring of Honor. Some good solid talent coming out of Vinny Marsala and Ziju. I like specifically, I think they're perfect fits for the Ring of Honor roster. Bill Daly and Will Ferrara as well. I think these are guys kind of in the mold of a Michael Bennett, where the fans can get against them because they have more of a sports entertainment style. Jay Diesel, from what I've seen in this match, was pretty solid, good wrestler. Moose was good as well. He kind of reminded me of a Rashad Brown kind of wrestler, if you guys aren't familiar. Like an Ahmed Johnson kind of role. He's the one that picks up the win with the spear. Solid match, solid six-man, good way to introduce six younger and newer talents onto the roster, thus keep building the Ring of Honor roster and bringing in new guys. You know, every couple years, Ring of Honor needs to recycle their talent because so many people leave for greener pastures. But they do a great job of getting ahead of the curve and bringing in the guys before they're needed. So when the people do leave, you already got people ready to take their spot. Now next up, we have a three-way match. Forget what they called it. It was either sink or swim, you know, something to that effect. But basically the gimmick of the match was, if you could beat Adam Cole, you'll get a future world championship shot. If you can't beat Adam Cole, you won't get a championship shot as long as Adam Cole's a world champion. We had Mark Briscoe versus Jimmy Jacobs versus Adam Cole. We get Jacobs gets eliminated first, followed by Mark Briscoe, thus leaving these two as guys that will not get world title shots against Adam Cole. I thought it was a well-worked match. I liked how they worked everything. I liked what Adam Cole was doing when he would step away when Briscoe and Jacobs would wrestle with each other, kind of preserving himself, kind of more playing up his heel role. I thought it was a great match, a great way to end the show. Get your world champion a little bit more over, leading into the pay-per-view where he has a huge match, probably the biggest match of his title reign against Michael Elgin. I liked it all together. I liked everything they did on this show. The three matches, the little interview puff piece segment, I guess you would call it. I don't know what you would call it. All was pretty good stuff. I mean, Ring of Honor very rarely fails to deliver. And this is not, without question, this is not a bad Ring of Honor. I don't know what I just rambled there, folks. But it was a good show all the way around. We're going to go right into our rating system, as I seem to be a little bit flustered. I don't know why. But if you've watched the show in the past, we have a 1 to 5 scale, 1 being the worst, 5 being the best. I'm going to give the show a solid 4. Very, very solid show. Little room to improve. Not really nothing bad that I disliked about the show. Just, like I said, it was a good show, not a great show. But it was very solid, probably one of the better wrestling shows that I've watched all week. And as always, Ring of Honor stays up to their part of the bargain. They're usually either a 4 or 5 show. So, I mean, it's always pretty solid watching or entertainment for your wrestling buck. But basically, that's all I have to say about that. My name is International George Coles, and this has been another episode of Heel Heat.